Dad, in a few months I'll be leaving to LA, I said one afternoon. Yeah, I know, he said. So you do know that I'll be needing a car, right? To this, he just ignored me. A few months before I left to LA, I was always making sly remarks to my parents, telling them that I would need a car, but they would either ignore me or simply say, maybe. Fast forward a few months and I'm finally in LA. I asked my dad, Dad, when am I getting a car? He said, probably January. I was bummed, but at least I knew when I was getting a car. On the day they were to leave back to Jakarta, while I was crying like a baby, because I didn't want them to leave, my dad suddenly gave me an envelope, and inside was a receipt of a car. While I was glaring down on it, he said, 3 things I want you to remember. The first one is that when the car arrives, I don't want you to drive around in LA alone, at least for a few weeks, so as you get used to the surroundings here. Second, don't speed and drive by the speed limit. And third, if you plan on coming home late past 11, just take an Uber and don't drive. To this, I smiled and said, yes, Dad, I promise. My parents went home and I waited impatiently for the car. 2 weeks passed by and I finally got a call from the dealer and they said that the car was ready. So we decided to meet Dad at Malibu Country Mart and that was where they delivered my car. I immediately got into the driver's seat and I forgot about the promise I made to my dad and I drove straight down PCH to Santa Monica to meet my friend. During this drive, my parents started calling me because they knew that I was getting the car that day. I started to panic as I remembered about that promise, and so I just decided to ignore them. They even tried calling my best friend who was still in class, and she started panicking too. So when it got to around 20 missed calls, I finally answered the call. My dad asked where I was, and I said I was on the PCH driving alone. He exploded. He yelled at me, and he got so mad, and he asked me to turn around, go back to Pepperdine, and stay there. And he even asked me to buy a tracker and put it in my car, but I never did. So there goes my first promise. 2 months later, a few of my girlfriends and I decided to go on a road trip for the weekend to San Francisco. Most of them left early in the morning on Friday, but my best friend and I, being the good students we are, knowing that education must always come first, decided to leave after class. So we left at around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Around 1 or 2 hours into the drive, my best friend was fast asleep beside me, and I was driving. And we were on the I-5. There weren't a lot of cars around, and I was driving on the 4th lane, which is the slowest lane. I guess I didn't realize, but I guess I started speeding. And when I looked at the speedometer, I decided to slow down. I saw it go down from 98, 96, 97, 96, and suddenly I heard and saw police sirens on my rearview mirror. I started to panic and I woke up my best friend and we pulled over to the side. The police officer yelled at me for being a student and driving 96 on a 65, but since I didn't have any excuse to give him, I got a ticket. I called my dad afterwards and told him, Dad, I got a speeding ticket. He asked, how fast were you going? I said 96 on a 65. He didn't yell at me, and he just said, well, at least you've learned your lesson and that you'll drive by the speed limit now. I forgive you, so go and sin no more. So there goes my second promise. The following weekend, 2 of my guy friends and my best friend decided to catch a movie late at night, and it finished at around 12 at night. We decided to grab late dinner, and so since I was already driving, I decided to drive anyway, rather than go back to my friend's place, drop the car, and go to the dinner place. So we drove there, we ate, and then afterwards, we were walking back to my car. My car was parked parallel on the sidewalk, and I remember I was laughing with my friends, and the keys were in my hand, ready to unlock the car, when suddenly a Toyota Tundra slammed into the rear left side of my car. I thought it was a dream, like it wasn't real, but I immediately ran to my car and saw the impact it had done. I panicked, I started to cry, but since my friends were there, they helped me through it. We exchanged information with the other driver. My car got towed away, and I called my dad afterwards when we were on the way back to our friend's place. I said, Dad, my car got into a car accident, but I wasn't in the car, so I'm okay. He asked, when did this happen? I said, around an hour ago. He said, so at 2:30 in the morning? I said, yeah. He didn't yell at me, he just sighed, and he said, as long as you're okay. I knew he was very disappointed at me. So there goes my third promise. My dad gave me 3 simple conditions. when he gave me the car, but stupid me decided to disobey them all. I went back for the Christmas break last year, and he lectured me. He told me that he knew since I was a little kid that I was disobedient, even though I promised otherwise to my parents. But at least through this experience, I learned my lesson, although through the very hard way. If I had listened to my dad, I would have avoided being yelled at. I wouldn't have gotten that one DMV count on my record that I can't erase for the next 4 years, and I would have avoided 2 months without my car while it was being repaired. But at least through this experience, I learned to drive by the speed limit and look at my speedometer even more, to not drive late at night, and to listen to my parents, because somehow they are always right. So as Al Franken once said, mistakes are a part of being human. Appreciate your mistakes for what they are, precious life lessons that can only be learned the hard way.